Hello everyone, this is Arlene Garcia from BitterSweet Real Talk. This is in honor of Black History Month, February, yes, a whole month. Nonetheless, Black History Month actually started off as Negro History Week with the brainchild Carter G. Woodson, and it was later in 1976 extended into a month. February was chosen in honor of Frederick Douglass and Abraham Lincoln's birthday. Obviously, it's important for us to understand and study Black history, but to study history in general. This is we're a multicultural, multilingual nation, and we know the history that many blacks most blacks were forcibly brought over to the Americas. And obviously, the legacy of that is still evident today with Black Lives Matter. We even see the women's marching. We know the civil rights movement. I talked with my students many times about how we may be on the verge of a new civil rights movement. Nonetheless, it's important for us to recognize other cultures and to be accepting and be open. Nonetheless, on my blog this month, I am going to be releasing a couple of posts in honor of Black History Month. One of the posts will talk about the struggles of being a black teacher in America. Another post will talk about the gatekeeping in schools that occur. We know good schools versus bad schools. So I just released, actually last week, was the legacy of racism in schools. It's a bit controversial. So the information from that article actually came from my dissertation. For my dissertation, it was called The Gatekeeping Behind Meritocracy, Voices of New York City Students. And what we did was, our goal was to evaluate and study a successful versus an unsuccessful black male student. Why black male, given the plight of black males nationally. We know the school to prison pipeline. Various cities across the nation have launched these various initiatives. Nonetheless, we went into the schools and conducted research. We interviewed students that were not just black, we interviewed Hispanic, we interviewed white students and staff members to try to assess the reasons. And obviously it's multifaceted. There were various themes from apathetic teachers to peer pressure. There was instant gratification, there was familial issues. And we found that, interesting enough, that immigrant black males, foreign-born black males did far better in schools than native-born black males. And we can get to the psychology or the psyche of involuntary versus voluntary migration. Nonetheless, or immigration. So in my posts, I will be talking about some of these things. Nonetheless, I will also be sharing with you all not just my struggles as an educator, but just my life. Like I said, the legacy of schools, racism in schools and our society. Just yesterday, I actually shared my book, Oh, What Will You Do?, which is an inspirational book for young girls. I wrote it while pregnant with my daughter. I was 6 months. I was inspired to give her something, and I wrote this book. But many people don't know the characters that I refer to in the book. So in the book, it discusses various career options for girls, and obviously they're not limited by their gender. So they can be an astronaut, they could be a mathematician, they could be a scientist, they can be whatever they desire, right? The sky's the limit, you just have to believe it. And in the book, I reference real live characters, real live people that have succeeded. So Gwendolyn Brooks, for instance, Maya Angelou were referenced. And obviously there are going to be some names that are not so known, but nonetheless they did some groundbreaking work. The first scientist to be recognized was one of the black females. You'll read about it in my book. I can't give all that away. And so I'm just here to share this with you all. I think it's important. I'd like to thank you all for those of you who did tune in to my virtual party. It was a success. I hope to see you soon. I hope you like, comment, and subscribe to the blog, BS Real Talk.